Hey everyone. So I watched the new Hulu series Death in Apartment 603. What happened to Ellen Goldberg? Now, if you guys don't know this case, you guys are probably under a rock because all my true crime baddies probably know this case. This is the case of Ellen Goldberg, and basically, she was a 20-something-year-old living in an apartment with her fiance at the time, and she was found in a locked apartment, stabbed not only on in the chest but also in the back of her head and on top of her head. Nobody was found in the apartment. It didn't look like anybody had forced their way into the apartment, considering that her boyfriend Sam stated that the apartment latch was latched and he could not open the door all the way. But I have a theory, and that's what this video is going to be about. If you guys find this documentary interesting or you've deep dived into Ellen Goldberg, you guys will know that this is one of the most infamous, crazy suicide, homicide cases that has ever hit. This happened out in Philadelphia. Now, back in 2011, Ellen Goldberg went home for a snow day. She was a teacher, and her fiance Sam had went home, and he stated when he got home she was making something to eat, and he proceeded to go downstairs to the gym for about 45 minutes. He stated when he went back upstairs, the door was latched and nobody was answering. He stayed and tried to call, text, and bang on the door for 45 minutes to try to see what's going on with Ellen. He ended up knocking the door down and calling 911 when he found her unresponsive on the floor. Now, the 911 call is very concerning because they ask if he can give her CPR, and there is literally a knife sticking out of her chest. And this shows that Sam actually moved the body, because that knife, he would have seen it even if he couldn't get any of her clothes off because she was wearing a zipper jacket. It's my opinion that what ended up happening before he left for the gym, I think he slammed the door because they were fighting, which then made the latch on the door. It's in like a lot of apartments and motels where it has that latch where you can't open the door all the way. They said that that does happen sometimes if you slam the door. I think he slammed the door, and I think he went back after his workout and thought, oh, well, she's probably mad. But I think there's something more nefarious. In my opinion, I think that they got in a fight. He ended her life by sneaking up behind her and stabbing her in the neck. That's why there was no kind of fight for her life. And I think he slammed the door, so it locked. And then this all came together that it wasn't his fault, and this big old mystery. Now, they did rule this a suicide, then went back and ruled it as suspicious, and then went back and ruled it a suicide. Now, I want to remind you that this was not taken as a homicide or suspicious death in the beginning. It was always done as a suicide. So there was no investigations that were done at the time of the death. And have you seen Death in Apartment 603? What happened to Ellen Goldberg over on Hulu? If you haven't, go and watch it and let me know what you think when you're done.